Hey Snackerstars, it's Brandon from the sAs, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, coming at you once again on a Tuesday. Hey, it's December 1st, 2015. Rabbit. And today, I've got a date with a hot redhead. And apparently we're going to sit around the fondue pot and drink sangria and listen to Blue Oyster Cult and get into each other's minds, man. What? Oh, Wendy's has fondue fries. Oh, never mind. I'll be right back. You are looking live at Wendy's on the corner of Chesterfield Road and busy King Street in Arlington, Virginia, just across from Alexandria, Virginia. And I don't know if you can see through the rainy windshield here, so let me go ahead and clear it for you real quick. There you can see across the street the brand new Potbelly restaurant is almost ready to open and will probably be the subject of next week's OTR, as I've never eaten or reviewed at Potbelly's. But today, here at Wendy's, I am trying two items that you've probably seen reviewed by a few other reviewers in the past, but I've just now gotten around to it, and I wanted to make sure that I did. They are the brand new, first of all, bacon fondue fries, which are up there in the capsule, and inside the red burger box is their brand new Gouda bacon cheeseburger. And as you can see, first of all, it's got that stuff hanging out the side there. That's real attractive. Open that bad boy up, and what you basically have here is another iteration of their bacon cheeseburger. It is on their brioche style bun. Open that up. It's got a garlic aioli on there. Their messy looking green mixture there. The foliage is just out of control as usual. I should have asked them for regular old lettuce. Comes with a slice of red onion. I told them to nix that. And also a tomato slice there. Underneath all of that, you have bacon, of course. And then that white junk, the creamy white junk that you see, is Swiss Gruyere cheese sauce, followed by Gouda cheese, and then, of course, their fresh, never frozen quarter-pound beef patty. This goes for, by itself, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of $5.69. But when I got it with the combo with the fondue fries, it was $9.69 for the medium, with a medium drink, that is, and come to $10.66 with tax. Holy crap. Let me go ahead and open up these fondue fries and show them to you as well. And as you can see, they are Wendy's fries, basically, once again with the Swiss Gruyere cheese sauce and bacon crumbled on top. Nothing too complicated there. I'm actually pretty excited about trying those out. I'm actually excited about trying both of them out despite all of that crazy looking greenery on the burger. I'll be right back to do so and give it a rating and more on today's OTR. Well, you have some ambient sound going on here on today's OTR. I'm sure you can hear the raindrops hitting the windshield behind the camera there, but we gotta do what we gotta do, right? Very rainy day here, not far from the nation's capital. Anyway, this bacon cheeseburger, or as they call it, the Gouda bacon cheeseburger, looks very tasty to me. Again, outside of all that greenery. They go a little overboard with that stuff. You know, I mean, some people like it, I guess, but I like my lettuce on my burger to be crisp and juicy, not wilted and hanging out the sides and looking all kind of funky. And you got some like alfalfa sprouts or some shit over here, and some freaking tree leaves over here, and some red cabbage or something going on. I don't know. It's a lot of mess for nothing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this expensive burger from Wendy's and tell you what I think. Yeah, really, the green stuff just got in the way there, man. I need to take another bite because I'm not 100% sure what's going on, other than a really messy situation. Okay, this is a situation where the mixed greens really do cause a detriment to this particular burger. A, there's just too many of them. Maybe they should calm down on the serving. But B, it kind of cools down the burger kind of quickly within the bite. And that's not something that you really want. And it really obscures some of the flavors of the cheeses. The Gruyere cheese sauce and the Gouda cheese because there's just so darn much of it. Not the cheese, the greens. Also, the aioli is kind of overpowering as well compared to some of the other flavors within this burger. Of course, Wendy's burger patties themselves are juicy and tasty. I can't really complain about them. There's nothing I can say bad about a Wendy's burger patty. But a few too many ingredients on this thing, a few too many cooks in the kitchen, chefs stirring the pot, so to speak, on this particular burger, I think. The bun, I've never been a big fan of their brioche style bun, but it's okay. It does its job. And then when I do get to the cheeses, the mixture of the aioli and the Gruyere cheese sauce really cause a big mess. But a decent flavor composition there. I like the creaminess of the Gruyere, sort of the subtle, flavor there. And then the Gouda, to tell you the truth, I couldn't tell you that if that was Gouda to save my life. If you made me bite that sandwich because everything else is going on right there. So, all in all, a tasty burger, just a little too much going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3/4 thumbs up for the Wendy's. Not Gouda, but rather, Gouda Bacon Cheeseburger by Wendy's. They have two different items that they're naming two different things here, so it gives me a little confused. On to the second of those two things, which is the fondue fries. If you're not familiar with fondue, basically back in the 70s, people used to sit around a pot with melted cheeses in it, or oils, or chocolate, for example, and they would take these long sticks and put meat on them, or fruit, or vegetables, or I think even like they would use little crackers or something like that, and they would sit around and have fondue parties. Well, you don't see that so much anymore. There's a few fondue restaurants out nowadays, but like the Melting Pot, for example. But fondue has been a fairly dead thing for many decades, but Wendy's trying to bring it back with the fondue fries. Let's see what they taste like, shall we? I had more than a few there during the jump cut. Very tasty. I do like that mild cheese on here. Instead of the normal hit you over the head yellow cheddar that they normally put on, the bacon and that cheese with the potatoy fries really makes almost like a baked potato experience in some ways. It's pretty tasty that way. Now, if I order these again, what I'm going to do is ask them to make the fries well done so that they're really crispy, because they do get soggy really quickly. Of course, I was running my mouth for part of that time, but I don't think these were ever all that crispy to begin with. Overall, probably a little pricey. I don't know how much they are by themselves. I think somewhere in the $3 mark area, but with this combo, over 10 bucks. That's a little bit out of the wallet, but I like this item. I'm going to give it a full thumbs up. Can't go wrong with fries and cheese and bacon. You just can't. I mean, it's almost like pizza. You just can't have a bad one. Anyway, so good outing there on the fries. Decent outing on the burger, but Wendy's, seriously, get the greens under control. If you're going to put them on the burger, don't put that many on the burger. I know I can take them off, but, it makes me feel like I'm wasting stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm not a stooge. Anyway, don't be a stooge. Thanks for watching. Don't be a stooge, and join our SAS group on Facebook by clicking in on the link in the description down below. So many of the coolest people in the whole world are in our group, and you should be too. Why aren't you? Also, follow me on Twitter at BrandonReichSAS. Use the hashtag Snack Society every time you're on the interweb in the social media world, including Instagram, where you can find me at that handy handle as well. At BrandonReichSAS. Use hashtag Snack Society whenever you're on the internet. That's what I was about to say. And then we are almost there. We are something like 5,000 views away from 500K by New Year's Day. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point. We're going to get there. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us over the last 3 years. And hopefully there's many more years to come. In the meantime, in between time, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.